Good evening and welcome to the December edition of the Niceville Business Forum. On behalf of all the members of the Niceville Chamber of Commerce, we want to welcome you. We have a special shout out today for Edge Elementary School and their principal, Samantha Dawson. They are our School of the Month, so if you see them out there, make sure you shake their hand, pat them on the back for doing a great job. First up, we have our very own January breakfast sponsor, Chelco, and representing them, we have Steve Wolfram, and he is the Vice President of Member Services. Welcome, Steve.
Well, thank you, Dave. It's a great time of year, a great chance to be here with you.
Oh, looking forward to it. And Chelco, of course, is a cornerstone of our community. He's certainly been around a long time and helping us with all kinds of great things. Share a little bit with the folks exactly who Chelco is.
Well, Chelco is an electric distribution cooperative. We were founded about 74 years ago when there wasn't electricity in the rural areas around here, and since that time we've grown to about 49,000 members, and we serve from the Alabama state line down to the Gulf Coast, mostly in Okaloosa and Walton County.
Fantastic. Now you mentioned the word cooperative. What does that mean to the folks?
Well, a cooperative means that we are owned by the people we serve. And so those people who we sell electricity to become members, and as they use electricity, there is some money left over at the end of every year called margins, and those margins are invested back in the company, and they're invested in the lines and poles and electric facilities, and then that becomes that member's equity or actual ownership in the cooperative. And our members elect our board of trustees, and the board of trustees set the policies and rates of the cooperative, so our members have a direct say.
So it's owned by the people. That's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Very cool, very cool. Now, I understand you're doing some great things to your members' bills in November and December. How's that working?
We're really proud of that. Basically what happened this year, as we went along through the year, we saw that those margins I just described were higher than we were actually budgeted. So we were actually collecting more money, the extra money in margins than we had anticipated.
Sure.
And so we went to the board of trustees and we said, we're going to have extra margins. Why don't we give this money back to the members now?
Well, that's a novel idea.
And so in November and in December, both, our members got 6 mils, which is 0.6 of a cent, for every kilowatt hour they use, a discount on their bill. So for a 1,000 kilowatt hour bill, that was $6.
How fantastic is that? Well, it's a great idea. And as a Chelco member, I appreciate that, especially this time of year.
It's a great Christmas present.
It certainly is. How often does your electric bill go down and you get a little kickback, a little bonus from it? So that's very good. Now, folks are always trying to mitigate their power bill. It's one of those things that just, it's every single month. And does Chelco have some tools available to help them reduce their power bill?
We sure do. Depending on how people like to receive information, if you're a person that uses the internet, you can go to our website, chelco.com, and there's a section of the website that's devoted to how to save energy. There's all kinds of calculators on there so that you can input information and it'll show you how much you'll save if you'll make a change, for example. Or if you stop into the office, we have pamphlets and brochures. You can write to us, email us, we'll send them to you. And if you call the office and you've got a specific question about a specific issue, our folks can help you, and we even send people out to people's homes to help them.
Kind of do an audit to give them ideas.
It's a very short energy audit. We also have some tools to analyze your electric bills month to month, and we can often say, well, the reason that your bill is going up is attributed to your heating system or your cooling system, and how much that actually is. And it helps people do some analysis on how they might conserve or invest in energy efficiency and what kind of savings they can achieve.
Save them over the long haul.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's right.
Speaking of savings, I've heard about a program that you have called Beat the Peak.
Yes.
Share with our viewers what does Beat the Peak and what's in it for them?
Well, the Beat the Peak program is formulated around the idea that electricity does not necessarily cost the same amount of money 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Certainly, because depends on when you're buying it, right?
It depends on when we have to buy it. We buy it from a company called Power South. Power South serves the southern half of Alabama and 4 electric cooperatives in the Panhandle. And their various resources cost certain amounts to run, or if they have to buy power. And so this is a reflection of this program. We set our peak. It probably would surprise some people in the winter. We're not a summer peaking system. We're a winter peaking system.
Really?
And on very cold mornings in the winter is when we set our peak demand for the year.
Sure.
And we end up paying for it not only that month, but other months during the year. So we try to beat the peak, keep it down in the winter. And the Beat the Peak program for our members involves voluntarily conserving during certain hours of the morning in the winter.
Because you have to basically buy capacity that you may not use, so if we can keep that number down.
That's exactly right.
The old bottle of water to the guy in the desert costs a little more. Yeah.
And those savings that our members saw in the November and December bill were partially because of what they did last winter.
How fantastic.
And so we send out news releases, Facebook posts, and even automated phone calls to members when there's going to be a Beat the Peak situation.
How fantastic. Tell me, what kinds of program does Chelco have for members who are interested in renewable energy? Because that seems to be the latest and greatest thing that's running through our country.
Sure. There's basically two things right now that we offer. We have a program where people can buy green energy, and they can, it does cost extra because it comes from both wind and solar, and they pay a little extra so that they're helping support Power South's efforts to install more green energy. Okay, that's one way. Some of our members choose to install in this area solar panels.
Sure.
And so we have a program for people who do install solar panels, and they can offset their electric bill, of course, by some of those kilowatt hours that they generate. And those kilowatt hours that they would generate in excess of what they use, we have a rate that we pay them for that. So they can actually get some discount. Now, it's we always encourage people to investigate it very thoroughly, because a lot of people who invest in it are doing it as much as a green consciousness or philosophical reason, as opposed to a big payback over a quick time.
Understand.
So we encourage them to investigate that very carefully.
How fantastic. You know, Steve, the proof is in the pudding. You're giving us money back in November, December, so Chelco's obviously done a great job of taking care of our cooperative, you know, taking care of our energy and our energy needs. I got to thank you for that.
Thank you.
And it sounds like you're pretty much running the gamut on ways for us to reduce our bills and even sell you back power that we generate if we're so inclined. And if we're socially conscious and want to be just green, you provided us an opportunity for that. One of the things I got to share with you is, as a Chelco member, you guys are always there. The power is always on. Rarely ever see a flicker or a problem. And
thank you.
And we take it for granted, but thank you. God bless you for all the hard work. Chelco is a great organization.
Thanks.
How do folks get in touch with you if they wanted to either any of those programs that we were just talking about?
Well, a lot of the information is available on our website. You can search Choctawhatchee Electric Cooperative, which is our long name, on Facebook. And if you have a question, you could post it on Facebook, and we'll get back to you. And on our website, if you go under Contact Us, there's an email. You can send an email to us, and we'll get somebody and get the information to you as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Steve, for all that you're doing. We look forward to seeing you at the January breakfast. And
appreciate it.
Thank you for all Chelco's doing to keep our community a happy place.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Don't go away. We are going to talk about the great things that have happened in 2014, and we're going to prognosticate what's going to happen in 2015. So don't go away.